Bless you, Pat and Realm. Jimmy Hendrick here. I want to let you know what kind of day I've had. I just got back from Toastmasters meeting where we're going through pathways. To tell you the truth, I got on there and saw what I needed to do. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on tonight. Today, I want to talk to you about the art of asking. You know, Jim Rohn said, here's one of the biggest challenges that can help you get what you want. You have to ask. You know, let me get my Bible. I'll get my Bible. I know. Let's see, that's a triple combination. Well, I think it's Matthew chapter 7, verse 14. It says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. In verse 15, for everyone that asketh, receiveth. And to him that seeketh, findeth. And to him that knocketh, to them it shall be opened unto them. The thing is, though, you have to ask. And then you have to seek. And then you have to find. And asking is not just a passive asking. You know, I think about my life. I think about my marriage. The Lord has blessed me beyond what I could ever ask for. Because it's something. There were times I would ask the Lord to provide me. About 6.5 years ago, I was asking the Lord to help provide me an eternal mate. And back then, just far back as maybe almost 2 years ago, I never even fathomed that it would happen. But you know, within 4 days, me and my wife, me and my princess, will be married for a year and a half. And this September, we'll be sealed for time and all eternity for a year. Let me tell you something, it's worth it. So, if you want something, if it's a righteous desire, then listen to me. Listen to me carefully, okay? If you're under covenant with God, and you don't first study it out in your mind, what you want, and make sure it's right, and then you ask the Lord, and ask Him in faith, okay? You gotta ask Him in faith, please, because your covenant with the Lord is not a game. It's worthwhile. Sometimes you gotta ask, and then you gotta stop and listen. And you gotta study it out. You know? Study His words. Understand His words. You know, when I think about the Toastmasters, you know, the wonder, know, learn part of each path, sometimes we wonder about certain things that we want. And then what we have to do is study it out in our mind to plant that seed of faith and let it grow. Right? So, the wonder. And then you learn, okay? You learn. It's a process of learning. And then once the seed grows to where it's sprouting, and you know it's a good seed, you don't cast that faith out, then guess what? You know. And you know because the process of this art is not to have it perfectly, but it is to exercise your faith in asking. It's the art of asking. Jim Rohn mentioned it. Jack Canfield, and I forgot who the other author was, Hansen, mentioned it in the Aladdin factor. They need to ask. I never dreamed to dare to ask for an eternal mate. You know something? 6.5 years off and on I asked. And there were times people said, give it up. It's not going to happen. But you know what? That's not true. That is not true. That's not how the Lord had it in mind for me. You know that, and I know that. Because I'll tell you something. Exactly 2 years ago, on a Sunday morning, Blanca and I sat together in sacrament meeting. And then we walked to Sunday school together. And she said she had to take a restroom break. I said that I would wait outside for her. And the Lord started pricking on my heart saying, this woman needs a good gentleman in her life. And so I started thinking about that on the way, and I was like, wait a minute though. I have all this other stuff, these, not just the blindness, but the multiple birth defects. You think she'd actually would even take a chance on me? And I really think that was the world, the flesh, and the devil telling me. Because let me tell you something. A few weeks later, on July 5th of 2024, I was sitting there crying my heart out to God because I was so lonely. And I was getting ready to go to the missionary dinner at the church. And you want to know why I developed that art of asking, seeking, and finding in a small part way over the past 7.5 years? Viva Toastmasters!
Viva the Master, yes.
Gloria a Dios.
Gloria a Dios.
So, God told me, He said, you know what? My son atoned and died not for your sins, but for your sorrows. You don't want to be lonely anymore? You need to ask her out tonight. And so I did. I did, and the rest is easy. Now, is everything sunshine or roses? No. But let me tell you something. Let me kind of just level with you a little bit, if you will. Please listen. Oh, Princessa, my baby. Princessa. Please listen to me. I want you to hear this out. The scriptures tell you to ask. And who are you if you don't ask the Lord for what your heart's desire is? Who are you if you don't? Jim Rohn talked about the art of asking. I'm talking about the art of asking. Jesus, in Matthew 7, the Sermon on the Mount, the higher law of Christ, He tells us to ask. Who are we if we don't ask? Who are we if we don't first study it out in my mind and then ask? Hope you enjoy watching. Like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of it. Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time. Don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so with God's help, so you can take it. And do what others don't, so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't, so you can have what others can't. Please share this with Mamacita, Papacito, y todo. This is Jimi Hendrix saying, choose, act, and practice happiness. God bless you. Remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you.
We love you.
We really love you. God bless you, and please, have a blessed day.